Aloha and welcome to That Time I Got Arrested. I have a really awesome guest today. His name is Mike O'Keefe, and he's funny. So let me explain what I mean when I say that he's funny. Because lots of people are funny. I mean, you could even argue that I'm funny on occasion. But Mike is funny all the time. Mike is funny not even on purpose necessarily. He's just like a funny guy. So the first time that Mike was ever over at Jazz Fuzz Studios with me at the same time, like we were here, we were smoking pot and we were waiting for another podcaster to come. And I was really nervous to meet her. She was kind of like this like idol of mine. Shout out Lainey Leonards. And I was like feeling unsure and sort of like nervous and insecure. And I was talking about how nervous I was and how like what a big deal it was to like meet her because she is I don't know how to finish that sentence. Because I was a fan of hers. And before she came upstairs and before she walked into the room, Mike was walking out and he like leaned over, and this is honestly the first time we had ever like really met or like been around each other for any period of time. And he leaned into my ear and he said, "Don't fuck this up." And I could not stop laughing. It was so fucking funny. And so instead of feeling like nervous and weird, he like said the perfect thing to me at the perfect time that only I could hear, that was so utterly ridiculous and hilarious and really just like poking fun at me in my moment of vulnerability and like insecurity, that I like immediately felt relaxed and I laughed. And it wasn't an awkward meeting. And now this girl and I are friends in real life. So the kind of funny that he is he breaks apart your insides and makes you expand into a more relaxed and happy person. And isn't that the best kind of humor you could ever imagine? So check out this interview, check out his podcast, Buddy of the Groom, check out the episode that I'm on, and also check out his show at Gman Tavern every Monday night at 9 p.m. It's called Best Night Ever. And I mean, you just more of the same funny, relaxing, expanding, wonderful humor and human being. If you would like to be on this show, please reach out to me on the internet. Are you familiar with the internet? Do you know how that works? There's this thing called Gmail. There's this thing called Instagram. Ever heard of it? You can DM me or write me a message. That Time I Got Arrested at Gmail, on Instagram. That's the only place that you need to find. Okay, bye! My name is B. Casper, and my entire life has been a lie. That's not even my real name. But don't worry, I'm going to tell you all of my secrets. This isn't the story of how I became an orphan. This isn't the story about how I jumped off a 5-story building and survived. This isn't about how I died and came back funny. This is That Time I Got Arrested. You get paid to do comedy, though, right?
Oh, all the time.
Right.
Constantly.
You're like booked like all over. You're like everywhere.
Yeah, but it's so. I used to not have a day job. When I graduated college, I didn't have a day job for like.
What did you study in school?
Oh, professional writing and film.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
You're good at it.
Oh, thank you. I'm good at. So I got a really weird film degree where I'm like. I never picked up a camera in quote unquote film school. It's basically an English degree with a concentration in film.
Where'd you go?
Michigan State University. So basically I can just be annoying while we watch the Oscars.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
But you're great at it though.
I'm so annoying when we watch them.
No, you're good.
I'm so, I go cinematography. Ugh. Get out of here.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh boy. Probably, I'm thinking of a joke answer right now, and I can't. Probably ask me again, and I'll do a funny joke answer. And the timing will be perfect.
What's your favorite movie?
Cool Runnings.
Okay, what's your actual favorite movie?
Probably Taxi Driver.
Oh, I've never seen that.
It's good. Do you like Loneliness?
I am lonely.
Yeah, you should watch Taxi Driver. It's the best movie about loneliness ever.
Okay.
And it's dirty.
Okay.
Do you like young prostitutes and their redemption? And their redemption?
I know.
I ask because
I was about to make a bad joke and say, well, I am one. But I'm not. I'm neither young or a prostitute, so no.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Did you know that Ronald Reagan was shot in the early 1980s?
I know that Ronald Reagan had a military program called Star Wars, and he was going to build a shield over the United States so that missiles couldn't hit us. Yeah.
And then Donnie T said he was going to do the same thing. Everyone forgets about Space Army. What was it called? Space Force. It feels like that happened 10 fucking years ago, doesn't it?
I know. Time moves like different now.
It does. It does move different. But the reason I brought up Ronald Reagan and his assassination attempt by John Hinckley Jr. was that John Hinckley Jr. was a crazed man. He had some issues, and he shot the president in order to impress Jodie Foster because he loved Jodie Foster's performance in Taxi Driver. It's a movie so good.
Damn.
It spawned an assassination attempt. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to watch it.
It's great.
I'll let
Taxi
you know.
Driver.
Actually, wait.
Robert De Niro, Harvey Keitel, Peter Boyle, Jodie Foster.
Okay. I love
Martin Scorsese directs.
Oh, I love Robert De Niro though. Can I
tell everyone I'm doing a Robert De Niro impression? I'm not going to say any words, but
the face is spot on.
It's an impression.
Do you do a lot of impressions?
Oh my God, I do so many, and they're all so. This is the show, right? We're on?
Are we?
All right, cool. That's how you know it's a real podcast.
It's real loosey-goosey around here.
If you know it's a real podcast when 7 minutes in someone goes, is this the show? Are we doing the show? This is the show, right? Okay, cool. I do so many impressions. I do, oh my God. I do Bill Cosby. I do R. Kelly. I do Michael Jackson. I do all this. I don't do any impressions. I don't know.
I was like, that's a lot of.
I was just naming
black
all the
men.
I was just naming like the worst impressions I could be doing at this point. It's like people who are not my same race and people who have done mean things. And no, I do.
Well, it's like topical humor,
yeah.
so I don't know.
Oh my God, I don't like being topical. It's hard. It's so hard to do now.
You got a lot to keep up with.
Oh, you do.
And it's like everyone has a hot take, so it's even harder, I feel.
It's impossible now.
Yeah, to really have like a unique perspective on anything.
I used to try and write, I would push myself to write 5 like late night monologue jokes a day.
Oh, wow.
To just like keep that, to like, hey, I know
I'm
what's
an
going
idea
on.
factory.
I just keep it churning out. And the first 2 days, you're killing it. It's so easy. You're like invigorated, and then day 3 comes along, and you're out of ideas, and you convince yourself that you suck at comedy, and you get very depressed, and it's bad. And now I feel like if you really wanted to like get good at writing like monologue style jokes, you should write 5 every 2 hours. Like, it's just so much shit happens all the time. Like,
well, I just recently wrote my first new joke since October.
Holy shit.
I'm not in that sort of schedule. I don't like,
rough.
Mine are like very, it's just, it's kind of like lightning. It just sort of happens. And it's like, I can't just like sit down and like write jokes. It's like, I have to be high. I have to be in my car. It has to be in the morning. I have to be on the way to work. I have to be listening to a very specific kind of music. And then I'm like, ha ha ha, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, that sounds, you can't manufacture that. You can't just make that happen. Wow.
I mean, not often enough.
Yeah.
So it's just, and especially if I'm like in a weird headspace, like, you know, I've just been like super sad lately.
Yeah.
So I like have not had anything like really funny come to mind, you know? And it just only because I got dumped recently is that even the only reason that I have like any material. Yeah, and it's all jokes about getting dumped in a like hilarious and humiliating way, you know?
Yeah. You did my podcast right after like the afternoon that happened.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no one's like reached out to me and been like, you're okay, right? But like, I'm fine. In case you're wondering, I'm so fine.
Well, that's good.
Speaking of your podcast, can I explain something to you that I don't feel like I explained correctly and that has been bothering me for 2 weeks?
Is it going to be weird or?
Oh, it's definitely weird.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what we're here for.
All right, I want to talk about aliens and space travel.
Oh, great. Fantastic. This is exactly what I was hoping you would say. Because I want to know about the aliens.
Okay, because I didn't explain this correctly.
Okay.
And I listened to the podcast of yours that I was on. I listened to that episode.
Thank you so much for the numbers. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm all about the numbers these days. Yes.
Same. So I listened to it and I was like, you dumb bitch. You did not explain that well. And I really believe what Einstein said.
Okay.
Where he said that if you can't explain something simply, then you don't understand it well enough. So I was trying to give you a simple explanation, but I didn't say it well.
Is it because you think I'm a big dumb idiot?
No, it's because I was trying not to like get too into like the math and science of it, but I didn't explain it well.
You weren't trying to like get into it.
Yeah, I was just trying to give you like a base of what it was. But here's why aliens cannot travel to this planet in a spaceship.
Perfect.
Okay, so the fastest speed that we know of currently is the speed of light.
Okay.
So
Aaron, our producer, who's my producer as well, is making like hand motions, and it's the most fucking distracting. Like this is a very like out there concept that
Well, he knows what I'm talking about.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking half a hippie as well.
Right. So together, with our powers combined,
this guy's toilet seat's made of acid tabs. He doesn't fucking know a goddamn thing.
Well, okay, wait. Okay. I do know what I'm talking about, though.
Okay, please. Yeah.
Okay, so where we're located in the Milky Way galaxy, the closest like star system that has planets that would have inhabitable life capable, like on our level or perhaps higher, is 50 million light years away. So without the use of some kind of like wormhole, going at the fastest speed that you could possibly go, the speed of light, which means that 50 million years would have to go by before light could get from here to there or from there to here. Yeah. So there's no way that a spaceship could travel from there in our lifetime or in any lifetime that we could even, since humans have been alive.
Yeah,
you know?
That makes a lot of sense. And I think that's basically what you said on my thing.
It is, but I didn't explain it well.
Just without like the light years and the wormholes in the shit.
Well, I also
that makes total sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you were like, oh, but if they left a long time ago, then they could come. But like even then, because humans haven't been alive long enough.
Oh, okay. So that's the missing thing.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So there's no way. So
if someone left in 82, they still wouldn't be here. Okay.
Well, no,
because that's kind of what I was thinking in my head. I was like, there's like aliens from the 80s that are going to show up.
No. There's no way that they would make it.
There's no possible way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during human lifetime.
During recorded human history.
Yeah.
Which is nowhere near 50 million years.
No.
Nowhere near. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So anyways, that's been on my mind and it's been bothering me. So I'm really glad actually that I got a chance to get that off my chest.
I appreciate you bringing it up. It was not weird.
I've been thinking about it for weeks.
I like most things that are mentioned on a podcast I'm on. Will forget this as soon as I walk out of the door.
I know. How come everyone forgets everything except me?
Do you really not forget? Oh my God.
I remember so much that it's annoying, and I smoke so much weed because I'm trying to like get some of that out.
Yeah, get some brain cells. Too much brain. No, like buddies will text me like shit I said on the podcast. They're like, hey, how about that flibbity flu? And I'm like, what are you? I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Well, you basically talk for a living, so
Oh, yeah, right?
I mean, like night and day.
Yeah. And all the time, talking.
Yeah.
I talk.
And you have a girlfriend?
We talk?
Yeah.
Can't remember. She's way better at remembering stuff than I do.
Are you ever quiet?
Am I Amber?
Do you like meditate or do you any kind of like practice of quietness?
Listen, I'm going to go pro in quietness soon. I'm practicing a lot. No, so when I drive, I'll do an hour of nothing. An hour, no podcast, no music. Just
crazy.
Yeah. It's closer,
psycho.
It's closer to a half hour, honestly.
I mean, that's meditation.
Yeah, no, I know. And then I journal a lot too.
Oh,
journal.
That's so cute.
Why is that cute?
You talk about your feelings.
Yeah, it's dumb.
No,
it's good. It really helps me a lot, and it helps me be more. Especially like in my relationships, it helps me be more mindful when I'm talking to people. Because I used to have a fucking hell of a temper. What do you mean? I used to have a really bad temper.
Like how?
Oh, I would just
What were you mad about?
Everything. Just everything.
Yeah, but you had like a normal life though, yeah?
I mean, compared to you, yeah.
Well, but I do you have darkness and where is it?
So I think I come from a long line of repressed Irish alcoholics.
Oh, okay.
Where it was just like...
That's a type.
Yeah, oh, definitely. 100%. And I was... And then my dad's been sick. My dad's been out of the hospital for 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's been...
That's a lot.
It's a ton. And it's
That'll make someone drink.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And it started happening when I was like 8 or 9. So literally like my entire life has just been like, listen... Dad's probably gonna die soon, so
oh my god,
try not to fuck up if you can. So I'm.
Oh my god,
yeah, right. Like he's not gonna be around, so you probably be nice to him and I don't know, do something to make him proud of you. It's like, oh fuck, that's a lot.
Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right.
You're like, I'm not even 10.
You're like, yeah, I don't know. I can't. I'm not even that good at spelling. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm about to let you guys down so hard.
I'll clean my room more.
Yeah. So, but that really has led me to this kind of thing. And we were talking earlier about how I got, I got hit by a boat. I got my leg caught in a boat propeller when I was 4 years old.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I have a scar from like here. I'll hike up my.
Yeah, no, show me.
I have some of these hip stretchy jeans on.
Whoa!
Yeah, right.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there to there.
Whoa, that looks like some of my scars.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Do you want to pop over here and see this, Aaron, so I don't have to show you again in another fucking week? Yeah, goddamn stony baloney.
Holy fuck! You guys can't see this, but he's got a huge scar.
It's like
down his but on the side of the inside of his knee.
On the side of my left knee. It's like from about the middle of my quad to the top of my calf.
That is so serious. Yeah. So wait, what the fuck happened to you?
So let me be the first to say it was my fault that this happened. And I know it's 4 years old.
Well, yeah, no, you were 4. It was the adult that was watching you's fault.
Hey, listen, those are your words. No one's ever said that to me. Thank you so much. But no, seriously, like no one ever has said that to me.
Are you serious?
It's very like it's.
Oh my god! Did I just like Matt Damon you, dude?
Kinda, yeah.
That is not your fault.
It's not like but the boat. It was at my godfather Paul's house, Paul Georgopoulos. Big shout outs to Paulie the Greek, and he lived on a lake in Michigan. It was called Portage Lake. Still there. They didn't pave it over.
They haven't drained it.
They haven't drained it. So Paul would have my parents were in something called the Ski Club in Ann Arbor, Michigan in the late 80s, or 70s and 80s. And all of like my first friends were the kids of the other people or the kids of the other people in the ski group.
Okay.
So there was like their whole friend group. I still know, like I talked to one of them today. I'm going to see one of them when I go out to California. They're like the first people I ever met. And so Paul would have all the kids over every I think 4th of July. And we go out on the boat and it's fun. And we're having a blast. And boat goes out, does, a lap you go out on a boat, you do a circle in the lake, come back, yada, yada, yada. Boat comes back. I'm like, so my friends are on the boat. Like, hey guys, how's it going? So I go back up to the back of the boat. Propeller's still going. Left leg caught. Slice. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so tiny.
Yeah. 4 years old.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And this is like my earliest memory.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. And so I get pulled out by my back and I get brought up to the shore. And I remember when they were...
you must have lost so much blood.
Oh, a ton.
Did you have to get like a blood transfusion?
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Let me tell you.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Please.
Let me tell you the story. And I remember when it was happening, when something like that happens, we were talking about this earlier, when something like that happens, your brain releases a chemical that it's like euphoria almost.
EMT? Yeah, I've been there.
It's like keeping you alive. You need this chemical to pump blood through the rest of your fucking shattered body.
Yeah.
But I know something's going wrong because it hurts at the beginning. And then the first one hurt.
It's like a sharp ping.
Yeah. The first one fucking hurts. And then the shit kicks in. You're like, oh, yeah, hey. But I knew something was bad because there's also people yelling, and I just go, this isn't good. This is not good. Like I said that as a 4-year-old. I go, this is not good. They come, they pick me up, they put me on the shore. I remember when they're carrying me, my dad and a guy named Walt Wooten, who is one of my dad's friends, carrying me like this. My dad had my back and Wooten had my feet. And I remember looking at my leg, and it looked like like someone took an ice cream scoop and like scooped out the inside of my leg.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Just like literally like here's the leg and then here's, the inside of it's like concave almost.
Oh, thank you for the, visual.
I'm sorry. You asked.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. I just told you a really great story about snot. So we're even now.
And so they put me on the thing, on the patio. And luckily in, where I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, one of the biggest industries is a hospital. So there's honestly a doctor fucking everywhere in Ann Arbor, which is great. And there's doctors who just happen to be at the party who are like helping me and like taking vitals and all that stuff.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, right. And so I get...
they do not want this 4-year-old to die on their watch.
Oh, of course not. Because if that does happen, everyone's going to jail. Like, honestly, if I would have bled out, so many of those people would have gone to jail.
Well,
now that I think about it.
I would think that it would be more like they'd all be devastated for the rest of their lives.
No, I want them to suffer. No. Yeah, it would ruin their lives. And it's still something that, like, my mom's, told me later. She's like, oh, we kind of kept the leash kind of short for part of your life because we didn't know. We didn't know what was going to happen. We were just scared. I'm like, I get it,
Yeah.
So eventually, ambulance comes.
You the baby? You're the firstborn, middle child?
Only.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Up
only. That's why we both have podcasts where people have to listen to us. You got to listen to me, motherfucker. No.
I have a joke about that.
Do you really?
Yeah, about being being a comedian. It's like I'm the only one talking, like, and everyone's looking at me. It's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah. Perfect. That is perfect. So the, ambulance comes. They get me there. I remember, it's kind of a weird thing that I remember out of nowhere, but one of the EMTs in the ambulance asked me if I've ever seen The Simpsons, which like I was 4.
Yeah.
Also, I think he's just trying to say anything to like keep me engaged.
Yeah. Keep you alive.
Exactly. But my mom was in the ambulance with me, and he goes, this is actually really funny. He goes, have you ever seen The Simpsons? And my mom cuts me off and goes, he's not allowed. So like even in this, the worst thing that could happen to her, like, oh, she's not watching those yellow fuckers.
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons either. I used to have to sneak into my grandparents' kitchen, like in the middle of the night, and watch it after bedtime.
There you go.
Yeah,
because you heard it was the greatest thing ever.
No, because I love it.
Yeah,
love it.
It's the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah.
I saw it and I saw Bart Simpson and I'm like, you and me, kid.
Oh.
We're the same.
Is that your first crush or?
No, like
Okay.
it was like his essence, his aura.
His deal. Okay.
Yeah, like his rebellious, like I don't give a fuck. I'm just here to fuck shit up attitude.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I was like same.
For sure. And that's why you're such a good skateboarder now. Exactly. Totally.
Well, I used to skateboard. Sure. I used to be really into that kind of stuff. I was into
Were
skateboard.
You good or?
Yeah, I grew up in California, so like I was
it's everywhere.
Outdoorsy, skateboarding, surfing. I had a slingshot.
You had a slingshot?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I used to like rollerblade with boys.
Congratulations. Skating was like a thing that wasn't allowed. And I think partly because of this. Because they're like, people
I'm surprised they ever let you out of the house again.
100%, dude. I could have been the bubble boy.
Yeah.
But they were like, people get hurt doing that. You shouldn't do that. And then I played football for 10 years. So,
well, I guess once you get to a certain age, they're like, if he's going to drive, he might die any day. So let him live his life.
Yeah. So because of that, ended up being in a hospital for, I think it was in the hospital for a month. Yeah.
Wait. So like the damage to your leg, because that looks so serious. That looks like nerve damage. Did you break any bones? How much blood did you lose? Like, what the fuck? How many stitches did you have? Do you have staples? You must have had staples.
I manage a Staples currently. I'm sorry. So I don't know. I don't know the numbers on any of that shit. I do know that I broke 3 bones in my foot when this happened, because it also hit part of my foot, and I don't have a scar on my foot. But I know that what they told me is just you broke your leg, which is like, obviously, fucking obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know like the extent of the damage done. I do know. Because you were 4. Yeah. And so they don't like tell you that.
Yeah. Did you have to have surgery?
Oh, many surgeries.
Wow.
Had a cast from like my crotch down to my toes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. A whole summer.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
Come on.
No, but seriously, you were 4.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to hang on to the small ones.
Yeah.
Because they're slippery.
They're very slippery. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I work with kids, so I just
it was a different time. It was the early 90s.
Yeah. Man, I can't even.
And I think part of that also is, and this isn't a knock on my parents as much as it's just like kind of an explanation. At the time, my dad would have been like 55. Yeah. He would have been like 50, 55.
Wait, so your dad's like crazy old?
Yeah, my dad's almost 80 now.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Wait, how old are you?
29.
Wow.
Yeah. Only insane. My parents dated for almost 10 years before they got married. Isn't that crazy?
That's sweet.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like you and Mal.
We dated for 10 years. She's going to fucking murder me. That would be the worst thing I could do to her.
Multiple idiots on iTunes.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thanks for the plug, buddy. Make sure to plug it 8 more times at the beginning. It'll be good.
I do. I plug it every intro. I like your podcast. You're funny. You're going to be famous someday. You're you're already famous, but you're going to be like more famous. And then I'm going to be like, can I get tickets?
The early Multiple Idiots episodes, you guys. You become a hipster about me? Ugh.
No, I would like
That's a bad look.
I would like you to get me into an SNL after party, though, if that's chill.
I don't want to go to those.
I know you know,
too
but
late.
Look,
they go too late.
You're on SNL.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that job.
You give me your tickets.
Okay.
All right. I don't. You know what? Who are you then?
Oh, I don't want to be on. I don't know how to write sketches and stuff. I don't know. I'm not good at that.
What are you trying to do?
Oh boy.
Tell me all your hopes and dreams.
I don't know right now.
I can't believe you're alive. Tell me your hopes and dreams. What the fuck are you trying to do with your life?
Here's the thing that I noticed is that I love doing stand-up. I love the idea of stand-up. I love the mechanics of it. I love everything about it. I love why it goes bad. I love why it goes good. I really prefer why it goes good, to be honest with you. And what I want to do is anything that'll allow me to keep doing that on a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger scale. SNL seems fantastic.
Well, I see you
And
as like a sitcom actor.
And if you're listening out there, I'd love to audition. I'd love to be on the cast. Don't listen to what I said earlier. I was just goofing. I'd love to join you. New York City, that's great. Sounds like a great town. I've been numerous times. I've had good sets there, really good sets there. So let me be on SNL. Thank you. Good night.
Right, and then get me into the after party.
For sure, so B can get in there. And now she's making out with Pete Davidson. Doesn't it seem fun?
That's what I really want. How did you know?
Is that your guy? Is that your boy?
I mean, he's okay.
He is. I met him once. He's very nice and laid back and very cool.
I heard he's good in bed.
That doesn't. Honestly, he'd have to be at this point,
right?
And it's gotten around.
Yeah,
it's gotten around.
Everyone knows.
He's the first. I think Pete Davidson is a new archetype. I think he's the first ever manic butch dream boy. Like he's like so rough around the edges.
Yes.
He's super funny. He's got like this. He's got a pretty rough and tumble past.
I like his like crazy vibe though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. And so
I like want some of that.
But his crazy vibe, usually a crazy vibe on a white feller, violent.
Yeah.
This guy, his vibe, definitely not that.
No, he's
very
like chill.
Fun and jovial. But
yeah.
He's like, well, pretty dork. Pretty dork. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he's like this new archetype of emotional, been through a lot of it, tough guy who's a real sweetheart.
That's my type.
With a big old wang.
There we go.
PDD. PDD.
Dream guy, but whatever.
But no, I just want to keep doing stand-up. And if I have to go do, if I got to go be on a sitcom, I'll go be on a sitcom. But the main goal for me is to grow my stand-up. And that's part of the reason why I have a podcast. So there's just more of me out there. Mm-hmm. So more people come see me do stand-up. That's the goal for me. Is to become, the guy people want to see do stand-up. You know what I mean?
So funny that you say that, because I feel like since I started doing this podcast, and we kind of started around the same time, that I've like switched, and I'm like, oh no, I want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And then I do stand-up so that I can like podcast more.
Oh, that makes sense. I think it's all... Here's the great part, and also the worst part about show business and comedy in general. There's a lot of people who've made it. There's more people who haven't made it. But the people who make it realize that there's no set way to make it.
Yeah.
And I think the sooner you realize that, like, you can't look at someone else's career and be like, okay, bam, 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 bam. That's what I have to do, all those same things, and then I'll be there. Like, it's not working at a bank, It's not,
Not quite.
Yeah. And so learning.
Because HR, man. Where are they? I have some complaints.
They've only been fucking up for the last all of the years. But yeah, and I think learning quickly that it's so easy to look at someone else and be like, why don't I have that? Why did they get that? Why are they doing better than I am? Why are they so happy? Is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really get caught up in that kind of shit just because that's
amazing.
That's
great.
You can't do that in life though.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You can't really look at anyone else's life. And I also feel like we are all the same thing. And we're just experiencing these bodies at different times. But like, I feel like I'm as much you as you are me, as I am Aaron is I. And I just think that we're all taking turns in these bodies, experiencing these lives. So it's like every person that you hurt is also you, And like every person that hurts you is also you.
Is that Buddhism?
No.
Okay. Is there a name for that? Because I like that way of thinking.
So Andy Weir wrote a short story called Egg Theory.
Okay.
And that is like an allegory to describe what I just said.
I think the metaphor in that short story is a little scramble.
Actually, okay.
Aaron, did you hear that one? Did you get it? He liked it. He liked it.
Anyone that's listening, please go online and read Egg Theory.
Egg Theory.
Yeah, it's free and
Andy
it is
Weir?
Yeah, it's such
W-E-I-R?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's such a fucking beautiful story. And I died, and this is actually, like, his story is true. So if you, like, like stuff about life and death, that I've died, and, like, Andy Weir's Egg Theory, like, that's what happens when you die. If anyone was wondering.
Cool. I'm writing it down in my notes app. Egg
Theory. Yeah.
All right.
What's been interesting about the egg?
Just the egg.
The egg. Okay. The egg, but like the egg explains Egg Theory.
I had brunch at Egg Theory last week, and it was okay.
What's been interesting
had better, had worse. EGG? Egg. All right, cool. Sorry about that.
What's been interesting for me about doing this podcast is that there are people that listen that I don't know.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Well, it's so cool. Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah,
but
awesome.
then they hit me up online and they're like, "Oh, you do comedy? I want to see you do comedy." And I'm like, "Wait."
There you go.
I'm like, I don't really do comedy.
Yeah. Like I mean,
I do comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I get booked for a show like once a month, but like I host a mic, but like I don't go to mics. I don't write a lot of material all the time. I don't take it seriously. I don't really give a fuck. Everyone's mean.
Oh yeah,
and weird.
Yeah.
So I don't really like doing it because I don't like hanging out with people that are like mean and weird.
I totally get it.
You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like to fuck comics, but I don't like doing comedy.
There you go. I mean, it's weird for me because I started so young, and it's really all I've ever known as a social life.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Gross.
Yeah, it's weird,
Why?
right?
I mean, like, what?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I started when I was I had just turned 19. Yeah. My 10-year anniversary of stand-up is a week from Monday.
Okay, so let's talk about comedians for a second.
Oh, boy.
Not about anyone specific.
Okay.
But just in general, because you're a veteran.
Okay. God, I hate that. But yeah, sure.
Well, you are.
Yeah. Well, I fought in the comedy wars. I went to battle for comedy.
Well, you're a veteran.
I was drafted into the comedy infantry.
So wait, what is like the...
And we've shot the hell out of some improvisers. Go on, sorry.
You're a veteran. I'm a private. That's like the lowest you can be.
Veteran is like a guy who isn't in the army anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
A veteran is a guy who is in the war and now the war's done.
Well, no, but now there's a new war.
There's a new war.
And you're just sitting around being like, remember
against jugglers. And we're taking them down. Keep your things on the ground, friends.
Well, okay, I don't know how else to phrase it.
Yeah.
But you're a senior.
Yeah.
And I'm in junior high still.
Okay. How long have you been dabbling in comedy?
Okay, so I've been doing comedy for like a year and a half, except I've taken about 8 to 9 months off because my mother died.
Yeah, which you should.
Well, nothing's funny anymore. Not that nothing's funny. I don't mean that, but like I'm not in a place where I'm just like, oh God.
And it's
you know what I mean?
And it's tough to like. That's such a hard thing to deal with when you're that amount in.
Yeah.
You know?
It also makes me like fucking. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I barely show up here.
This. Yeah, you did. This is. If you don't mind me saying. It is 8:35. You texted me to be here. You asked me if I could do the show at 6:45, which is what a great booking. Luckily, like I have to go back. I have to go back to Michigan again because my dad's in the hospital again tomorrow, and so I kind of like cancel everything for like this week and next week just in case something happens because it's
just like your whole life.
Yeah. Like everything. But this is by far, like far and away the worst it's ever been. Like unquestionably. This is the longest I've ever been in. Been in for a month now, which wasn't the plan. Wasn't the plan at all. Not what we wanted to happen. And I think after this, it'll be a transition for a very different life for him and my mom. And obviously for me too.
How old is your mother?
My mom is, don't laugh, 69.
Sorry. I couldn't help it.
No,
I'm sorry.
I said it on stage in Pittsburgh on Sunday, and someone was like, cool, man. I was like, what is
nice.
It's like, well, like it's not nice when that's an age, dude. Right. That's not hot.
No, it's not.
Not at all. My mom's a lovely woman. She's great. She's a fantastic person. I love her to death. She's not hot. She's not, and I have no problem saying that. She is 69. That's what she's got going for her.
No, maybe it's her last year of being hot. Maybe that's your last year.
Oh, that's the last year you can really.
Listen, then it's all over.
Yeah. I know you had menopause about 15 years ago, but now is when you're not hot.
Yeah. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Man, this has been probably the worst year for right now. Man, she's going through a lot. But she's a fucking killer. She's not a killer. But it's so weird if she was a killer. No, but she's so strong and she's doing a great job. And it's got to the point where he's been in the hospital long enough where, and apparently this is very common, where he's starting to like turn on people. Mm-hmm. Like he's being a dick to the doctors.
Yeah.
And he's snapped on my mom like 3 times in the last week.
It's like being in jail, being in the hospital.
They call it prison, or not prison. They call it hospital dementia.
Yeah.
Which is easily the most terrifying way to put that.
Yeah. Well, it's confusing. And a lot of people are like poking at you and like you get really frustrated and you have no vitamin D and like very poor nutrition and
everything is fucking like taupe. Everything's beige in there. And he's at University of Michigan, which is one of the best hospitals in the country. But sometimes if you're there for a long time, to its detriment, it's a teaching hospital. So every 6 to 8 hours, they're doing rounds. And all of a sudden you wake up, it's 3 a.m. and there's 13, 20 somethings and one doctor staring at you. And it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It's very weird. But
that is terrifying.
It is. They also have a weird program there, and I'll tell you, this is like a fun story. They have a program there.
Sounds fun.
Well, let me get to the fun part. They have a program there where they have someone called a sitter. So if the family, not everyone's family can be there around the clock.
Yeah.
So they'll, it's like a job you can do. A lot of people do it who are in school because it's like super flexible and part-time. And if you do it in high school, I think you can get like service hours or something. And it looks pretty good on a college application, I'm guessing, where they just come and they just sit with people who are in beds there, And my dad, before, last week, kid came in, and my dad, he was in the Army for almost 30 years, Vietnam veteran, full bird colonel. He's got a lot to say. He loves talking. He loves trying to help you plan your life. It's what he did for years.
Aww.
And it's like a great thing if you're not his son.
I'm sure.
No, it did help him out. And it helped me out a ton. And I love that about him. I love that he takes interest in people's lives and wants to genuinely help them. This kid comes in. He's 18. He just graduated from Ypsi High, which is... I think a lot of people would describe it as the wrong side of the tracks. Like Ypsi and Ann Arbor are right next to each other, and Ypsi's kind of like a little bit rougher, little bit lower income. Anyway, so this kid's talking to my dad, all this stuff, talking, and apparently they had like this amazing conversation, learned a lot, great. This kid like thanks my mom. My mom tips him $50, which 20's enough, Ma. What are you doing? And they have a nice time. They leave. No one tells me about this. I show up the next morning. The doctor's talking to my dad, and my he's a little loopy. He just woke up. He's getting, he's got the drip going, and he's like, oh, there was a kid last night who was here. African American, and as soon as he says that, I jump in and I go, and we're fine with that. We're so cool with that. We think that's great. We're totally fine with it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so that's kind of been the. There's like these little moments, and I think that's the most important thing that I've learned, and kind of why I like doing comedy so much is like whenever stuff like this happens, there's these little moments that make me smile, make me happy. I talked about on my show this week, the guy who put the guy who put my dad's catheter in.
Great episode, by the way.
Thank you so much. Shouts to Carly, who's one of my fucking favorite people in the world. But the guy who came in and put my dad's catheter in winked at me, which is what a baller move. What a great move.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because that's actually kind of a weird situation.
100%.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, anytime he sees like a son in there, he does that every time. And it makes their day.
Yeah.
And soon all those sons are going to have podcasts. I want to have them all on. One after the other. Yeah. So it's been, So it's, that's been there my whole life. And just death has always been around the corner. And I cheated it like I did that day in the lake. And my dad keeps cheating it. That's all we do. We cheat death.
Maybe that's like the O'Keefe, legacy.
Yeah. They never died.
Yeah. You're immortal.
Ooh. God, I hope not.
Well, okay. But I mean, about comedy, though.
Oh, yeah. That's what we were talking about. I'm so sorry.
No, because I'm Dean, you are obviously, and I find this to be very interesting about comedians in general, because I feel like some of them you can get on the level with and be like, whoa, you are such a fucking cool, unique, intelligent, aware, interesting, introspective, special person. And I felt that way so many times. And then I've also just been and maybe it's really me because I'm too sensitive, but I talk to other people and it seems like this experience can be pretty ubiquitous, but then other comedians are so fucking mean.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm just oh, I don't want to, or not even mean, but crazy, weird, mean,
standoffish,
predatory.
Even? Yeah.
You know?
Oh, definitely.
So I mean, every range of it. I've met girls that have just been super mean and catty and bitchy and rude, and then I've also met guys that are just psychos, you know? And then I've just met people everywhere in between, from a frat guy asshole to a star fucker who you know what I mean? Loves to exert power over people. And it's such a weird, interesting mix of people. Cause sometimes I'm wow, you're one of the greatest people I've ever met. And then I'm and you're the devil, you know? And you're standing next to each other. So it's but
and you're doing the same job.
Right, right. But so why? Why is everyone so mean?
I think there's a couple things at play here.
Okay, start at the beginning. Explain it to me. Break it down.
I think the act of doing comedy is so unnatural.
Okay.
It's so crazy. Just the paradigm of these people paid money to see one guy stand in the corner of a room talk, and they can't talk. And if they talk, they get kicked the fuck out. The paradigm of that is so insane that it only attracts extremes.
Okay. Interesting.
And it's not just a psychopath and a cool dude. There's there's a lot of super tall people who do comedy. There's a lot of people under 5'7" who do comedy.
Yeah, I'm one of those under 5'7".
I'm right there, man. There's a lot of really big people, weight-wise, and there's a lot of not that. It's a lot. There's extremes in all of it because it is an extreme thing to do.
Okay.
It also, I think, in order to want to be super famous, this is one of the easiest things to start doing.
Do you think people who go into this, do you think most of the time their objective is to be super famous?
Sometimes, not all the time, but a lot of times. I can name you some people who definitely want it. Dane Cook just wanted to be famous.
Sure.
Eddie Murphy just wanted to be a famous dude.
Yeah.
And I think this is the easiest way to start doing this. You don't have to get into Juilliard to start doing comedy.
Right.
The first time I ever talked in public was my first open mic.
Yeah. Well, I just Googled open mic near me.
Yeah. And that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Bam. And you do that. You do 3 minutes.
Then I was a comedian.
You're a fucking comedian. Welcome. You're in the brotherhood and the sisterhood.
The brotherhood. Watch out.
The personhood.
It'll fucking cut your throat.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be... Everyone's going to wink at you and go, it's terrible.
Well, I went into it thinking oh, we're all artists. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
This is going to be so great. And I like had like a really like wide-eyed sort of like
so cutthroat sometimes.
fresh off the bus,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then very quickly I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And I totally understand that. Yeah. And this is like when you also didn't start, like I started in Detroit, which is a smaller comedy scene. And at the time I started, 2009, it was very like, there was a lot of people who did it, who started doing comedy as like a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
So like I started comedy with a lot of people in like their 40s.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And then there's like 3 or 4 dudes who I'm still friends with, and I'll say their names, I don't care. Nate Fridson, Matt McClary, and Adam Sokol, who were like a little bit above me, who were like, I think in their mid-20s at the time, like early to mid-20s, and were like so fucking funny and like the cool kids at school. And so we were like, okay, we want to be like them. These guys are all nice, but we want to hang out with them and be like them. And that's what we did. You know what I mean? And they were cool to us. They brought us on shows, you know. And then when those guys come to Chicago, I put them up, no questions asked.
Nice.
And like it's one of those things where it's a lot easier to just find your guys in a smaller scene. And like 3 of my best friends I'm still really good friends with, who I met like in my first 6 months in comedy, because we were like the 4 or 5 guys in Detroit who were like our age and cared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're here, everyone cares. Everyone wants to get to the next level, to get this and that. And, you know, they do what they got to do. And it sucks sometimes. It's really shitty sometimes.
For me, the third mic I ever went to, Hannibal was there.
Okay.
And
what a Chicago welcome.
Yeah, he heckled me.
What'd he say?
From stage. Because it was my third mic. I was just like, is this comedy?
Yeah. What did he say to you? He was on stage and you were in the audience.
Yeah. I was. So it was at Cole's and I was sitting on the floor on like the side of the, like to the right side of the stage.
God, good for you for letting your pants touch that floor. Oof.
Well, I was in a dress.
Oh my God.
It was like,
Heavens.
It was the summer.
Okay.
And it was my third mic and I like could not believe that he was there.
This is what comedy is? Oh my God.
Right. So I like took out my phone to like take a picture to send to my group chat. I wasn't going to like post it online or anything. I mean, but obviously he doesn't know that, you know? And so, so I just like was holding my phone and he said that like something like, you think because you're holding your phone like that, I can't see you. Like he thought maybe I was like recording him.
Oh, or did he think that maybe you were just like not paying attention?
Maybe, I don't know. But he like called me out and was just like,
were you super embarrassed?
I was mortified.
Yeah,
and it was
face get all red?
Well, it was Hannibal. I wanted to throw up.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's my third mic. I'm
That's
like,
so funny.
and then I had to go up.
Oh no.
After him.
Oh my God. That's the worst thing. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So that was my third mic. Oof. And I mean, I still do comedy sometimes. I don't really go to mics anymore because I just like, I just don't like the people.
It's tough sledding. Yeah.
I just don't like the people.
Believe me, I understand. I don't like.
I mean, and like, I don't really like, because I don't go to mics and because I don't really try, I don't really get booked. But occasionally I get booked and then I'll like, I'll do those.
Well, I mean,
you know.
So you're saying your focus is more on the podcast now, though.
Well, so what's funny is people like hit me up and they'll be like, where can I see you do comedy? And I'm like, literally nowhere. I'm like, but, you know, but like.
Get enough people though that live podcast. You know?
Well, I want to like I would like to do more comedy so that when I am out, I can be like, hey, do you think I'm funny? I have a podcast, you know, listen.
There you go.
So then I can do this all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's a good way for people who don't know you to like hear.
Oh, of course.
You know?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Once you're doing comedy and you have a podcast and you do a show with not all those people, you'll say, oh, I have a podcast. And then people in the crowd will go, I don't fucking care. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. You go, fucking another one of the podcast? Good. Jesus Christ. Did you get your 2 things? I got my 2 things. All right. Popcorn?
Yeah.
More popcorn? No, popcorn?
Well, I mean, I have a bit that I do where I offer people free drugs to listen to the podcast.
Do you really?
Yeah. So,
I've seen that, of course.
Yeah. So And
God, I should start doing something similar to that.
Right.
I don't want to buy, like, there's so much that goes into me giving people drugs that I don't want to do.
Oh, I follow through.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Well, you know I do.
I know you do. I got a whole bunch of ibuprofen.
That one time.
You filled my Effexor prescription.
I sure did.
I was like, oh, I'm not going to need an Effexor for a whole nother month. This is great. But I don't want to have to do that. But I think I need to start giving away.
Need a gimmick.
I tell you what, if you start listening to Multiple Idiots, send me a DM. In honor of the Bologna Boys, I'll send you a bologna sandwich in the mail. That won't spoil.
No, you could get bologna from Cook County.
Yeah.
That stays. I don't know if I call it edible.
It's definitely something.
Yeah, it stays though.
It's carbon. There's carbon in it.
There are atoms.
Yeah. Oh man, do you want to? My going to jail story is so fucking lame.
Yeah, I mean whatever. I'm just glad you're here, man. I'm just happy to hang out.
Yeah, dude. This is a cool trick.
I feel like
to be my friend.
Well, I feel like I've learned so much about you.
Yeah, we got pretty deep.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about the boat. I haven't talked about the boat thing on my thing, right, Aaron? That was your first time hearing that?
I'm so glad you're okay.
Oh, me too.
I'm so glad for your mother that you're okay.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
Yeah. She's not bored in the hospital waiting rooms now. She's going to me coming at there being like, hey, did you know?
No, you are like the light of her life and her reason for living.
Yeah, thank you for saying that.
It's true.
Yeah, I know.
It's true. And that boat accident was not your fault.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate that.
I'm glad you're good, man.
I appreciate
your
that.
leg is still there.
I almost played fucking college football on that shit ass leg.
Damn.
You know? Yeah.
That's cool.
It is cool. It's cool. It's so cool.
But like drinking and repression for your whole life, like that's
that's like that's my thing. And just I've had so many just bouts with it's like unipolar depression.
What does that mean?
So
that's very interesting wording.
Yeah. So there's bipolar depression.
Okay.
You know, which is, there's, states of euphoria and mania, and then there's the crushing thing. Unipolar is just
straight down.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So that's not how is that different from, well, I guess manic depressive is someone who's like up.
There's no mania.
There's no mania. Okay.
There's no euphoria. It's just all, and I haven't had like a bad go of it since 2015 was the last time it was like bad. And after that last one, I moved back to Chicago, and it's been great ever since I moved back, and kind of like
what happens when it gets bad?
What happens when it gets bad? Oh, it's a lot of here's what it is. It'll be a regular day. It'll hit me. I will drink alone until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then sleep until I have to get up that night, which is either to do a set, and your sets during this point in your life, not good. They're not good sets. You're not having good sets. And this hit me in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the summer of 2015. And so I would, sleep all fucking day, wake up at, if showtime's at 8, I'm waking up at 6:30 p.m., to shower, put some clothes on, go do the show, eat shit in front of hillbillies.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care. But
right.
Not having good sets, not looking like they know I just woke up. My eyes are fucking, bloodshot. And then I do the whole thing again for like a week. And then I'll come home to at that point, I came home to my parents' house, and I just did the same thing again, except I'd wake up at 6:30 p.m., get something to eat, and then go downstairs and start drinking again. And I don't drink like that anymore. Thank fucking God.
What happens when you drink like that? You don't I would die. You don't pass out? You don't break shit?
Not really. Not when it's just me.
You don't try and murder people?
No.
You sure?
No. I really didn't.
Do you lose consciousness?
No, not particularly.
So you don't black out?
I'm taking days off in the middle too.
Okay.
Just where I'm okay, I need to.
I don't mean to sound accusatory.
Oh, no, totally fine. And honestly, I haven't done this in years, and I don't have any.
Yeah, but
inkling to do this.
Yeah.
This is not a thing that I even have rattling around in my brain anymore.
No, but that's scary though, don't you think?
Oh, it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
You must feel scared when you're in that state, almost like it seems. I would say that's close to like a compulsion. You know what I mean? Where you're just I have to do this to sort of get something worked out of my system, or to feel something, or to feel nothing, or I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
it's definitely to feel nothing, and it never really got past that. Does that make sense? I've never.
You just do it, and then you do it for however long you feel like you need to, and then you stop.
Yeah, where I'm just okay, I need to, in order to refresh and restart, I need to not feel like a person for a while.
Yeah.
And just it's never more than 3 or 4 days in a row. And I'll live like a regular person for 2 days and go to the gym and shit. And then back into it. But again, I haven't done this in. You know what?
Don't take this the wrong way.
4 years.
But it reminds me of cutting. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. It's so similar.
Yeah.
It's so similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so similar. And I haven't done it in forever. And I think that part of my life is over. Thank God.
Yeah.
I still have my things I deal with every day. I'm not above, I'm never going to be above regular depression,
Sure.
I think saying that
but
would
you
be
seem so happy and good all the time.
Oh my God. When you've had to go through the shit that I've had to go through with my dad over the last 20 years, it's not compartmentalizing. It's just knowing that if you can have the moments you want to have when you want to have them, then you're good. And that's the only thing that you control. I can control how I go about life. I can control how I look at things. I can control how I can interpret things. I can't control whether or not his pacemaker is going to take.
Yeah.
So if I can control my interaction with X, Y, and Z person, if I can make someone laugh, for example, if I can have the impact that I want to have on my own life, that's all I can do,
Look at you being all evolved and shit. All right, I guess let's just get out of the way. I mean, this has just been really lovely for me. I feel like we're connecting, and I feel like we're much closer now, to be honest with you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we got into it, man.
Yeah.
I got arrested the first, I said earlier, I went to Michigan State. The first Friday I was in school freshman year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right? So dumb. And we were, I don't know if it was a rush thing. We definitely went to a frat and got free beer. And I made out with 2 different gals.
Ooh.
One of whom I'm still incredibly close friends with. This girl, Meg Lalonde, who's one of my best friends, who I love dearly. And I just want to, hey, what's up? How's it going, Meg?
Baller, shot caller.
What's up, kiddo? She's still in my phone. This is how funny that she's still in my phone as Meg from Bryan, that was her dorm on campus.
Oh, okay.
So she's 10 years later.
Kicking it old school.
Yeah, right? Still in my phone as Meg from Bryan. She was at the second set I ever did.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. She's going to be able to be like, I saw him.
I was there.
Yeah.
And then she lives in at the time she lived in Buffalo. She works at the University of Vermont now. She's in recruiting. When I headlined one of my home clubs over the summer, She flew in and surprised me. Isn't that lovely?
Is she in love with you?
I don't think she is. She's definitely not.
I don't know.
No, she's definitely not.
I don't know, man.
She's 100% not.
I would do that for someone I was secretly in love with that I thought that maybe we had a chance. Maybe you're like her what if guy.
I'll be honest with you. If she flew from Buffalo to Detroit and then didn't even so much as make a move on me, then I don't think she's.
That's called the long game.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you might have had a girlfriend at this time, right?
I did.
Right.
I still do.
Right. So, I mean, she's probably just waiting that shit out. Shout out to, what's her name? Meg from Brian. Don't worry, man.
We made out.
Hang in there.
It's a true story. We made out 3 welcome weeks in a row.
She never forgot it either.
She never did.
No, 3 weeks in a row.
3 welcome weeks in a row, like 3 years in a row on the same welcome week.
Oh, she loves you forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, she has been harboring this
no,
since the first time.
No.
Yes. I don't know. I know. If there's anything
tell the
I
people
know,
how red my cheeks are right now.
if there's
so
anything that I
embarrassing.
really know, it's fucking batshit crazy girl shit. That girl loves you. That girl wants to have your children.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, Mel. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
This is terrifying.
I know. It's hard to be so loved and adored and wanted.
Yeah, it's rough. Well, what are you going to do?
You know what, though? You're going to have to get used to that, though. You're just girls being like, I have fucking wanted you forever. Now that you headline clubs. You know?
I don't think they care. I really don't.
Oh, they care.
I really don't.
Yeah, they care. Yeah, you're like a big man on campus.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So she got you arrested.
No, she didn't. She had nothing to do with it. She really didn't.
She doesn't have a chance, but
she literally had nothing to do with it. So this other girl,
maybe she does have a chance.
I knew from, she was on my study abroad. I got to go on a study abroad trip because I won a contest with an essay before I went to school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you were a little journaling sweetheart.
Yeah, I was a little smart, evolved boy.
Yeah.
So I went on this study abroad trip before I even got to campus in Ireland, which is great. It was it was one of the greatest trips I've ever been on. I got to see my family. I got to meet all these new people. So I went to school, the school a lot of kids from my high school went there. I don't fucking talk to kids from my high school. I got these new fun Ireland friends. Went on a trip. I just got drunk with these people for 2 weeks straight. It was the greatest. It was amazing.
That's all study abroad is.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Just drink somewhere else.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Did you ever see the show? It doesn't matter. Oh, man.
What?
Happy Ending?
No.
Okay, so it's a show based in Chicago.
Okay.
And one of the characters, played by Casey Wilson, goes, I was on study abroad in Paris, drinking with men from all across the Big Ten. And I think about it all the time. So this girl who I hooked up with on the trip a couple times went to this party with us. Before we went, I wasn't being a shithead in this situation. I told her
you were just trying to have a threesome. Fair.
Not at all.
Sure.
I said before, when we got back to campus, I was like, hey, we had a lot of fun in Ireland, but let's just be friends. We don't want to lock it down. Why would we lock it down? We're here in college.
Ouch.
And she was like,
you did not want a DTR.
What was that?
Define the relationship.
Oh, I did not. But it felt like she didn't want to either. That's definitely me projecting.
Lies.
That's so me projecting.
Yeah. No girl has ever not wanted to hardcore DTR.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
In the history of women everywhere.
This is you're like Dr. Ruth.
I mean, I know some shit.
So we go to this party. She goes, there's a group of us that go. She goes with, I may go with a couple gals, whatever.
Yeah, on the way to your first threesome ever as a freshman in college. What a pimp. That's all I have to say.
Yep. And then we're talking, and for whatever reason, this is my old temper coming out. She gets a little heated. I get more heated. We yell at each other.
Why does she get heated?
I'll be honest with you. I do not remember what that fight was about.
Probably because you made out with someone else.
I think that's what it might have been deep down. But I don't know what the spark was. I don't know what the catalyst was. That's definitely the reason.
Yeah, that girl like looked at her funny.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? And then you were all at the same party and she was like, excuse me.
I was like, I'm trying to make out with some lady.
And you were like, no, let's do this together.
We can both make out with her.
Yeah.
Never had a threesome. Never had one.
Not yet.
And I don't think that's in the cards for me going forward. I really don't.
Hey, I mean, your 30th birthday is right around the corner. Mel?
Let's get Meg in town.
Yes!
Oh, boy. I'm going to get some letters for this one. And by letters, I mean at my new apartment once Mal kicks me out. And the letters are going to be FUCKYOU.
What? Not even for your birthday?
No. That's not how we play it. We're a one-on-one Kerple. And so we yell, yeah, whatever, yada yada. That's not what happens. That's not the reason I get arrested. It happens. She walks away. I'm like, well, it's bullshit. Now I got piss. And so I go into the woods and I rock one. And I grew up in the Detroit punk rock scene where you could piss anywhere. It was the late 2000s. You could piss wherever you wanted to.
I think that's just Earth, though. I'm pretty sure you could just like piss anywhere.
For sure. But in an urban-ish setting, white kid in Detroit, 2005 to 2008, piss where you'd like, my friend, wherever you want. I pee in the bushes, come out, red lights flashing, cop, like, what are you doing in there? And I said, I heard a sound. What does that mean? What does that mean? I heard a sound. And so I get an MIP, which is a minor in possession ticket in the great state of Michigan.
Were you in possession?
So they wrote a law saying that if it's in your
body,
if it's in your body, you're in possession of it. I'm 100% serious.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, it's very dumb. So it's not like I was
it's like you didn't even catch me. Yeah.
And he was like, we know you were peeing back there. And I was like, yeah,
so
okay,
man.
Pee. Yeah. And he's like, this is my town.
No.
This town's my house. It's like you came into my house and you pissed on my rug.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, it's a fucking... well, then arrest every dog. You stupid shit.
One after the other.
Yeah. But I blew over the legal limit. And when you blow over the legal limit as a minor, they have to take you in.
What was the 08?
Yeah, 0.08.
What'd you blow?
Oh, man. I think it was like a...
7.4?
No. I think it was like a 0.12, 0.10, 0.11, 0.12.
Prime threesome blood alcohol.
Yeah, right? Just real menage a trois.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, we have to take you in. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, this is stupid, whatever. And I go in.
Take you to the drunk tank.
The drunk tank. Yeah, not in.
Yeah.
I didn't go to county, you know. I was just below the police station. And
yeah, they're just trying to fuck with you.
Yeah, for sure. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah, rough you up a little.
Yeah. Which they didn't do, luckily. Man, I was in such good shape when I was I was in like threesome shape when I was a 19-year-old.
Dude, you were right there.
I was right there. I know. So I go in there, and there's one other kid in there, and that kid is studying. He's got a textbook.
That's adorable.
It is, right?
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, do you remember what subject?
I don't know. It was one of those books you get in college that like it's bigger than like a regular paperback novel. I think it's probably a Gov thing. It's bigger than a paperback novel, but not as big as like a textbook.
Okay, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I stayed there for about 8 hours.
Oh, man. Oh, they really hung you out to dry.
Yeah, right? And they didn't even and I got one meal. And it was like cornflakes and water.
Oh.
And it was just like, well, I don't care about this. Like, this is so
it's like,
stupid.
you're going to have to let me go eventually.
Yeah. Like, I know it's not like I fucking fought anybody. Like, this is stupid. And so you go out and they let you go. You don't really have to like pay anything. I didn't even think I got a mug shot. Which
nice,
is
good. No record.
Which is, yeah, there's no, I think the the ticket was on my record, but I did all the probation, and the probation back then was so fucking stupid. So you had to call a phone number between 4. Did you have to do it too?
Jams.
Yeah. So you had to call a phone number between 4 and 8, I want to say, in the morning, 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. to see if you had to go in and take a breathalyzer test. And they give you a number, and each day they would call.
That sounds very complicated.
You'd call into a recording, and it'd be like, "Thank you for calling the Michigan probation hotline. Today's numbers 8, 7, 4, 12, 19." Again, they would always do them in a weird order too, to like fucking get you, I guess, which is so like who's
but
not
just
gonna
fuck with you, yeah.
Who's not gonna listen to the whole thing? You know what I mean? Like 8, 7, 4, 15, and you would call that, and if you're like, oh shit, they said 12, I'm 12. You have to go in and wait in line to get a breathalyzer test. And
and go drink afterwards. Like, what? How dumb is that?
So stupid. I remember one place on campus, it was $5. Another place on campus, it was $10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Was one closer than the other?
I think they were both equidistant from my dorm. Because I was in the freshman dorms, which are like at Brody Complex. This is a lot of Michigan State lingo, which is like way on one, like far
I'm going to post this on their message board.
And the campus, yeah. Oh, please do. I'll talk about my days at Michigan State for forever. And so this happened. I have to do this fucking probation thing that lasts, I think it's 3 months. Like 90 days. So basically my entire first semester, I have to do this weird call-in thing and go, yada, yada. I miss out on an entire season of drinking at football games, which if you ever drank, it's pretty fun. You ever drank at football games? Very fun.
2 of my least favorite things in the world.
I know. I'm well aware. But I want the listeners of that time I got arrested to know that, some people, it's okay to like football, baby. It's okay.
Is it though?
Nah, not anymore. I'm getting over it. Like I'm right there where I'm just like,
look, evolved.
It's a barbaric thing. Okay, so every day for my whole freshman first semester, I have to do this thing. I got to call in. I got to ride my bike to the fucking police station. They pat you down when you go in for this.
Oh, nice.
It's like, but like that's so fucking unnecessary.
Right,
like,
but they just do it to like establish authority.
Totally. It's this like there's no reason to have cops on horseback. There's no fucking reason. Are they going to arrest you and give you a ride on the fucking horse? It's so fucking stupid. But like I
they just like the way it feels.
Oh my God. Have you
to be up high?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I actually used to own a horse when I was very young, and my horse was killed by like drug dealing gangsters when I was 5.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Where did its head end up in your bed?
No,
like
but
the Godfather.
But it was shot though.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What was the horse's name?
Shasha.
Yeah. Okay. So the entire time I'm doing this, I'm also in the United States Army ROTC program at the school.
Whoa.
So I'm not just like, and I almost lost my scholarship. I was on full scholarship for this.
Whoa.
For being in the ROTC, which is, that's how they do. That's how they get you.
That's cool though. Look at you. Yeah. You are making your parents proud.
And
I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. And so I have to go through this crazy thing where I'm like, I have to, I have to wake up and do crazy strenuous exercise every morning, and also
be hungover
and also call for this fucking thing, and like I'm juggling all these things, and and I almost lost my scholarship, and then that summer my dad had his second worst bout of, being in the hospital for a while. I had to come home from a trip to Belgium. I was living in Belgium for the summer.
Cool.
Yeah, as another study abroad thing that I got. And so I had to come back from that early, and they had...
in Brussels.
What's up?
Russell's.
I was in. So I lived there.
Cool.
A month and a half. It was great. That's a great fucking town.
Really cool city.
I love Brussels.
Kind of like underground. Like you wouldn't
Never.
if you don't really know about Europe, you wouldn't know that that's like a happening spot.
Never.
Yeah.
And the greatest part about basically any place in mainland Europe, you can take the train anywhere.
Yeah.
So like I got to go to so many places. I got to go to Paris. I got to go to Amsterdam a couple times. I got to go to Berlin.
Oh, epic.
I got to go to all these places. It was an awesome
Europe
summer.
is so tight.
Oh, I love it. I got to go to London, all these places. And so I have to cut that trip short. Dad's in the hospital, and the March before that summer, I'd started doing open mics. I was terrible. I was so bad, but I loved it. And I knew I was like, oh, this, because I had always loved stand-up comedy for my entire life. I was a little baby boy.
Oh.
And then I kind of knew that that's what I actually want to do. So the second worst time was my dad. The second worst time of my dad being sick was when I decided to not continue being in the Army ROTC and become a comedian. Because I can control that. And not whether or not I'm going to die in Afghanistan.
Well, I think that's cool, though.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's really fucking cool of you.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what's funny is that you have to do that when you're on parole, but not for like the breathalyzer, but you do have a number that you have to call.
Yeah.
And you have to like type in your number, and you have to do it by a certain time every day. And your parole officer like checks to see if you call in.
Yeah.
And I would just think that was so stupid.
Yeah.
Because my parole officer was like, he was pretty inappropriate all the time. And he would just hit on me. And so my way of like rebelling was I wouldn't call that number. And
that hurts you though.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But the person, he would be the person to like talk to me about it.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, you know where I am.
Yeah.
You fucking text me all day.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. And then he'd have to sort of like face.
Oh, that's actually really smart.
Yeah. Well, face the fact that he's like
being a creep.
Yeah. And like sending me texts being like, what are you wearing?
Ooh. He sent a text you sent?
Oh, yeah. Like,
oh my God.
My parole officer was
Jesus Christ.
Like consistently trying to fuck me the entire time I was on parole. But
power dynamics are terrible.
Well, what's really interesting is that a month before my parole was up, I got busted with like a bunch of drugs. Ugh. And my parole officer is the reason I like didn't go back to jail.
Oh, wow.
Because he had been like trying to fuck me for a year.
Yeah.
And knew that if I went to jail that he would never get to.
Yeah.
And he was like waiting until I was like off of parole.
And your parole officer was named Meg Lalonde.
Well, I'm just saying those bullshit numbers.
It's the worst.
It's all bullshit.
So shitty. Yeah.
Glad we can laugh about it now.
Oh, for sure.
I haven't been arrested in like almost 6 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It's the longest I've ever gone since I was 13.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's so great.
Thanks.
What was your favorite time you got arrested? Like, what's the one where you're like, I kind of did that one the right way?
Miami.
Miami?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was in the high-speed chase.
That's pretty cool.
And I was only in lockup for like 16 hours. Which is like pretty, like, I mean, to me, I'm like, whatever.
Well, they have a huge overcrowding problem down there, right?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I never even got to that point.
Really?
And I got charged with assault against a police officer.
What the fuck?
And they were just like, leave. Just leave. And I was like, fine. Whatever.
Well, we've got El Chapo in the back. We don't need a white lady McGillicuddy.
Yeah, I'm sure that part of it was just like, you will die. If you're here any longer. And we're just not trying to get all your blood on our hands.
The last thing you're going to hear is crazy Spanish gibberish. We do not need that.
Yeah.
Man, that's insane.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, life, man. Life is crazy. Right?
Yeah. I'd say that I'd call life pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'd say it's the craziest thing out there.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy.
I mean, what do you think? Anything?
Yeah, you got anything? I think what she's asking about is time. Are we good on time?
Yeah.
That's a hefty one.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. You guys did it. You did
That was a podcast
We'll
for sure,
cut out
dog.
all the embarrassing stuff, all right?
No, you don't have to cut out anything. That was good. That was good.
At first, I was like, I made a note about that.
No, wait.
Oh,
leave
no,
that.
I'm
no.
leaving.
That's
No, no.
honestly, that's totally. She's gonna get such a kick out of that. She really is. She really, yeah. She's,
No, I made a note of that, but I as it resolved.
yeah.
Should we do plugs?
Yeah, plug it up.
All right, so let me talk about your podcast for just a
Oh,
second.
please do.
So I was a guest, but that's not why I like it.
Episode 20? 20?
Was it 20?
20.
Okay,
Let me double check. I think it's 20.
Mike O'Keefe, you are very funny
Thank you.
and charming and interesting
Interesting.
and silly
Silly.
and congenial. I like listening to you talk. And
Oh, okay.
I don't feel that way very often. I'm usually like, shut up. You know? Maybe it's because you're an only child also.
Yeah, and you understand, like, this guy needs this. Motherfucker needs this.
No, I don't feel that way about you. I just feel like we're not the type of friends where I'm like, yo, we want to get pizza.
Yeah.
But like I listen to your podcast and I'm like, that's my buddy.
Yeah.
You know?
I have the same thing with you.
Oh,
Where it's like, I know a lot about this person.
well, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to ask anymore. She wanted to tell me.
I know enough.
And that's like a lot of good friendships that are indirect via the internet. That's how it happens. Yeah. Go on, sorry.
Well, no, I haven't had I'm sure this happens to you frequently, but I haven't had an opportunity to like meet someone in real life that I didn't already know who listens to the podcast. It's like people hit me up online,
interesting.
but I haven't
Yeah.
like in the flesh been like, and there's this girl, she's listening right now. She's not a girl. She's a woman. There's this woman. She's a mother actually.
Oh, wow.
And she lives off of the coast of Washington somewhere. It's
wow. That's a beautiful part of the country.
Okay, so but she's in a teenage probation officer.
Oh, no. Oh, wow.
And she was like doing research for her job.
Yeah.
And she found this podcast.
Oh, my God.
Listened to all the episodes, hit me up on Instagram. Her and like her friends out on this island.
Yeah.
Like, listen.
In the Puget Sound.
Yeah, no, somewhere around there.
Holy shit.
And she's like, come visit me. And I'm like, bitch, don't murder me.
What you need to do.
No, but I'm just kidding, Melanie. I'm sorry.
Well, Melanie, we'd love to have you on Multiple Idiots. Love to have you listen in. You and your gang of play it for the teens. I think they'd really enjoy it. What you should do is have her Skype in.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I had one of my best friends in the entire world, Mark Roebuck, Skype in. I had Chad Weaver Skype in because it was the polar vortex.
You hear that, Mel? We're going to Skype.
Yeah. Skype her in. Oh, I'm sure she has a ton of stories. How long has she been at it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about her, but she
Yeah.
like knows everything about me, and she just
Yeah.
randomly DMs me on Instagram, and she's just like, "Hey, love you, thinking about you today."
Oh.
And like, if my podcast is like late, she'll be like, "Hey, when is the next one coming?" And I'm
Oh
like,
my God. Isn't that?
and I'm like, "Are you my mom? Stop!"
Yeah. I've got a
No,
couple,
I love it.
I've got a couple of messages like that where it's just like, hey, it was a little late today. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry my free thing I free give you every free week wasn't there early
This
enough for you,
content that I'm creating.
fucking asshole. Like, also, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Please rate it 5 stars. Shut up.
Subscribe and review.
Yeah. But also, eat a dick.
Well, you're great.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Your podcast is so good.
Multiple Idiots.
I mean,
Do we want to talk about what it is about?
you can guess.
It is. Well, I named it Multiple Idiots because I think it would be weird if I had a show called A Wedding Show, baby. Because then people would be like, even more so, people would be like, you guys are engaged, right? Which happens constantly.
Well, you could have
all
just
the
called it the
time.
Baloney Boys, though.
I
Even
didn't-
though that came up
Baloney
later.
Boys didn't come up until like 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I've been with my lovely girlfriend and three-way opponent, three-way detractor, Mallory Bradford.
And glorious comedian.
She's great. She's boy.
She's so funny.
She's
Her Instagram
the light of my life.
is the highlight of my day most of the time.
Great Instagram. She's got a great presence.
So fucking like the shit that she says. This is how much I like Mallory. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
I copy her.
What do you mean?
That's how much I like her.
Her style of Instagram story?
I mean, I've learned a lot about stories from her stories.
Yeah, she's great at it.
And no, I say the stuff that she says on Instagram to my friends in real life, like as if I were funny.
Oh, like about, hey, this happened, so now I'm just going to die or whatever.
No,
she talks about her dying like in the sun a lot.
No, I'll because
what do you mean?
So because of her Instagram story, now I will randomly say to my friends for no reason, "Don't talk to me or I'll scream."
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
I don't know why that's so hilarious to me.
I started to do it as well.
It's genius.
I'll scream.
Yeah. So maybe you guys will get married.
One of my favorite things is when I'll say something and she'll go, "Who told you that? Who told you to say that?" I laugh so hard. We were driving to Traverse City a couple weeks ago, right before the mayoral election, and I go, "I just don't think the city wants another Daley," and she just goes, "Who told you that? Who told you to say that?" Like the funniest fucking thing. Yeah, she's the best at MB Bradfo on Instagram. 3 years. In those 3 years, we've been to over 30 weddings, which is crazy.
Why?
It's a big number.
It's a lot of bills.
Why? Mal, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing the show. Mal's great at friends. She's amazing at friends.
Okay.
She has a bunch of them. They're very close. They're all very close. They've been friends for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, epic surprise birthday party, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I threw a surprise birthday party for her. It was ER themed. ER is her favorite show. She calls the characters her friends. She also has real life friends who are real. And
I've never had that many friends in my whole life, let alone like enough to fill a party that size.
Bananas, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And she's very close with all of them. And at every one of these weddings we've been to, the groom has the bride has a shitload of bridesmaids. Just so many bridesmaids. They're all dressed alike. They're crying. They're giving speeches. It's the best day of all of their lives. They can't wait. It's the greatest thing imaginable. This is their Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup Finals, Oscars all rolled into one. It's the biggest day. The groom has two groomsmen, one of which is the bride's brother. And it's so weird looking. It's sad. It really makes me feel bad for some of these fellas. Because guys don't want to help out each other like that. And I totally get it. You got to rent a tuxedo.
Well, they're being marched to their death, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And women are like, I'm a princess.
And they're like, yeah, suit. And so if we get married, I don't want that. I don't want an uneven number of bridesmaids to groomsmen.
Yeah, but you have friends, though.
Here's the thing. I need more.
Yeah.
I need more. I need to even it out.
Right, because she has so many.
Yeah. Not only does she have
She's
so
gonna
many.
have 30 bridesmaids.
Here's the thing. I do not want to make her look like she's dating a loser. Everyone's be like, look at that guy. He's got two friends. One of them's Jason.
No, are you kidding? You've been cool since you were 4.
I'm cool since I was 4. But I need these groomsmen. I need multiple idiots.
Okay.
And that's why it's called Multiple Idiots.
There we go.
There it is. And every Wednesday at Multiple Idiots and all your socials at the Mike O'Keefe. It would be, if you liked this, I think we had a very Multiple Idiots-esque episode of this
That's all
today.
I ever wanted.
Yeah. We got deep, we got silly, we did the whole thing. We ran the gamut.
No, I was actually in a bad mood before I came here, and now I'm in a good mood. So thanks, man.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah.
Just doing what I can.
Yeah, you're great. But that's what's so great about your podcast too, is like, that is how I listened to Carly's podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
While I was in the car, and I was in a bad mood yesterday, and I was just like laughing at how mean you were to her, because I could just tell that you really genuinely like loved her. So I thought it was funny. She's one of my
favorite people in the world.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny.
But don't tell her I said that, please. You can't tell her.
Well, I feel like my best guy friends too. Like the reason why they're my best guy friends is because they give me so much shit.
You have to.
Yeah. And that's how I know that we're friends.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise if they're just like polite and like don't say anything, I'm like, you don't even fucking like me then, huh? Okay, fine. You know? Great.
You haven't said that my tits are dumb in weeks. God damn it, Braden. Oh, I'm doing this new bit at work where I pretend I have a son named Braden. Braden. And I'll just look at my phone, go like, oh, Braden. Oh, damn it.
It's such a disappointment.
He's an idiot. What are you? He's not. He thinks he's thinking. He's not thinking.
That's like how Trump feels about Eric.
Trump doesn't feel. Listen, I hate to make this a political show, but that Donald Trump. Bad news.
I saw my grandparents on Sunday, and my grandmother said to me, like, it's such a good time to be an ex-felon, because Donald Trump is president. And I was like,
what does that mean?
Exactly. I'm like, you're out of your goddamn mind. But I just held her hands because she's going to die soon. And I was like, you're so right.
That's amazing. Yeah. So the one time Mal went back with me to like see it happened on accident. We were in Michigan for a show we were doing together up in Traverse City. My dad had to go into the hospital while we were up there. So instantly we were like, okay, we got to go. We're going to Ann Arbor. Here we go. 4-hour drive. We're there. That night was the Oscars. And we're just watching the Oscars, apropos of nothing, me, Mallory, my mom. And out of nowhere, my mom just goes, hey, how do you feel about those kids from Kentucky who were yelled at by that Indian man? I was like, oh. We just went, it was weird. And then just kept watching. It's like,
you guys did it together?
Any other time, we'd go to the mattresses on this. Right now,
let it slide.
Yeah. It's like Charlie Theron's up there, and I'm not looking at you anymore. Yeah, multiple idiots. I interview people to be my groomsmen.
iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher. Check it out.
All the shit.
You know where it is. You guys hear me talk about it in my intro every week. Please listen to my episode. Listen to all the episodes. And if you're in Chicago or anywhere Mike is, go see him live because he's actually really funny.
Every Monday, Gman Tavern, 9:00. Come hang.
There we go.
Chicago. Hey, is that your jacket? That's my Chicago accent. I think it's pretty
That's a good one.
Get your jacket.
My cousin and I used to just like, when we were younger, we used to laugh at how people said locker.
Locker.
Yeah.
Lock her up.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you didn't make stickers that said lock her up for your time I got arrested podcast.
That's such a good idea. It's not too late.
It is. They're still yelling at someone.
You know what? I want to do it and then like put my picture on it though, you know?
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Or maybe me and Hillary next to each other. Lock us both up.
Flinching.
Hey, Craig could do that, right?
Oh, for sure. Craig can do it all. Craig's got a hole in the wall where he can see it all.
Oh, Jesus
I don't know what that means.
Bon voyage.
All right. See you later, dudes.